Title Kurukshetra, the Epic Battle of Righteousness. Chapter 1. The tensions rise. The Kauravas and Pandavas. In a time long ago, in the great land of India, two sets of cousins, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, grew up together in the grand palace of Hastinapura. Kauravas, led by the eldest, Duryodhana, were 100 in number. The Pandavas, on the other hand, were just 5 brothers, but they were virtuous, skilled, and true to their dharma. The Pandavas consisted of Yudhishthira, known for his righteousness, Bhima, renowned for his immense strength, Arjuna, the unparalleled archer, and the twins Nakula and Sahadeva, who were skilled in swordsmanship and horse riding, respectively. These brothers, though different in their skills, were united in their love for each other and their mother, Kunti. As children, they played, studied, and learned together under the watchful eye of their grandteacher, Dronacharya. But as they grew, a shadow of jealousy crept into Duryodhana's heart. He couldn't stand the praise and love the Pandavas received from the kingdom's citizens and the elders of the royal family. This jealousy was like a small spark that eventually turned into a roaring fire. Duryodhana's hatred for the Pandavas grew so deep that he began to devise schemes to harm and even kill them. However, each time, the Pandavas escaped due to their virtues, the blessings of their elders, and a touch of destiny. The seed of discord had been sown, and the palace corridors were filled with whispered conspiracies and tension. The stage was set for a conflict that would shake the very foundation of the kingdom and write an epic tale for ages to come. Grand Battle of Kurukshetra was on the horizon. Chapter 2. The Dice Game. Draupadi's Disrobing and Vow of Revenge. In Hastinapura's grand palace, a devious plot was taking shape. Shakuni, Duryodhana's cunning uncle, had devised a scheme to strip the Pandavas of their wealth and dignity. The means? A rigged dice game, inviting Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava, for a friendly game of dice. Shakuni began his deception. Unaware of the loaded dice that Shakuni used, Yudhishthira, driven by his Kshatriya pride, accepted the challenge. With each throw, he lost more and more, first his wealth, then his kingdom, and even his brothers. Then, in a moment of grave recklessness, Yudhishthira staked their shared wife, the radiant Draupadi, and he lost her too. Draupadi, furious and humiliated, was dragged by her hair into the court by Duryodhana and Dushasana, 2 of the Kauravas. Kauravas, blinded by their wickedness, sought to disrobe her, but a miracle occurred. As Dushasana began to pull at her sari, it kept extending. No matter how much he pulled, her clothing never seemed to end, protecting her dignity. It was believed that Lord Krishna himself intervened to protect Draupadi's honor. Though she was saved from the ultimate dishonor, the damage was done. With tears in her eyes and rage in her heart, Draupadi made a solemn vow she would not tie her hair until it was washed with Dushasana's blood, and only Bhima, her beloved husband, could kill him. This fateful game and Draupadi's vow marked a turning point. Division between the Kauravas and Pandavas was now an unbridgeable chasm, with war as the only resolution. The winds of Hastinapura were now filled with the sounds of clashing weapons and battle cries. Chapter 3. Preparing for war. Assembling the armies. Following the disgrace at the dice game, the Pandavas, honoring their commitment, went into exile for 13 years. During this time, both sides recognized that the channel between them could not be bridged peacefully. Preparations for an inevitable war began. The Pandavas, after spending 12 years in the forests and 1 year incognito, emerged stronger and more determined. Friends and alliances were sought as they rallied forces from various regions. Kings, chiefs, and warriors, recognizing justness of the Pandavas' cause, pledged their support. The mighty army of the Pandavas, composed of 7 divisions, was a sight to behold. Key allies included the formidable Drupada, king of Panchal, and the brave Virata, under whom Arjuna had served in disguise. Kauravas were not idle either. Their army, larger in size, was made up of 11 divisions. With the support of powerful allies like Bhishma, the grand patriarch Drona, the peerless teacher Karna, the sun-god son with a fierce loyalty to Duryodhana, Kauravas' forces posed a grave threat. Amidst the build-up, there were attempts at peace. Sage Vidura, wise and just, tried mediating between the two factions. Even Lord Krishna himself embarked on a peace mission to Hastinapura, offering a compromise to avoid bloodshed. But Duryodhana's pride and ambition were not to be swayed. As the peace talks failed, the vast plains of Kurukshetra, chosen battleground, echoed with the sounds of conches, drums, and war cries. 2 massive armies, with warriors of unparalleled prowess, stood facing each other, ready to engage in a battle that would reshape the course of history. Chapter 4: The role of Lord Krishna, Arjuna's charioteer, and the Bhagavad Gita. On the eve of the battle, with the sun setting, the two armies camped across from one another. A chilling silence descended upon Kurukshetra. Warriors took a moment of introspection, knowing that come dawn, the horizon would be filled with chaos. Among the Pandavas, the mighty Arjuna, revered for his unparalleled skills with the bow, felt a deep turmoil within. As he stood between the two armies, the reality of the impending war hit him. In front of him were not just enemies, but family, uncles, cousins, teachers, those he revered and loved. The weight of the situation made his resolve waver, his hands tremble, and his heart heavy. It was at this pivotal moment that his charioteer, Lord Krishna, stepped in. The divine Krishna had chosen not to fight, but instead offered his wisdom and guidance. Recognizing Arjuna's inner conflict, Lord Krishna imparted the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. He spoke of duty, righteousness, and the impermanence of life. He elucidated the difference between the body and the soul, and emphasized the importance of selfless action. It's not about victory or defeat, Krishna said. It's about fulfilling your duty without attachment to the results. Reinvigorated by Krishna's words, Arjuna's spirit was ignited. Wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita was not just a beacon for him, but for generations to come, a guide on life, duty, and the path of righteousness. And with that, the conches blew, heralding the start of the great battle of Kurukshetra. Chapter 5: Key Battles and Warriors, Heroes of Kurukshetra. As the first rays of sunlight pierced the horizon, the battlefield of Kurukshetra was already alive with the resonating sounds of conches, drums, and battle cries. Every warrior, whether a prince or a foot soldier, stood ready, determined to fight for what they believed in. The first days were a cacophony of arrows soaring, chariots racing, and warriors clashing. Noteworthy among them were Bhishma, the grand old warrior of the Kauravas, who fought with unmatched valor, making it difficult for the Pandavas to gain an edge. It was said that his white armor and white horses appeared like a river on the battlefield, impossible to cross. However, even Bhishma met his match in Arjuna, who, with Krishna by his side, used his celestial weapons to counter every challenge thrown his way. Then there was Dronacharya, the master of advanced military arts, whose formations tested the strategic abilities of the Pandavas. Duel between Karna, the tragic hero, and the fierce Ali of the Kauravas, and Arjuna, is often recounted as the most poignant part of the war. Both exceptional archers, their battle was not just of skills, but also of conflicting ideologies. As the days passed, the battlefield saw hero after hero, making the ultimate sacrifice, standing for their beliefs and honor. The war of Kurukshetra was not just about power, but about principles, with each warrior showcasing the essence of a true hero. Chapter 6: The Aftermath, Lessons and Morality. With the battlefield soaked in blood and the wails of the widows echoing, the war of Kurukshetra finally drew to an end after 18 grueling days. It wasn't just a physical war, but a moral one, teaching the world about righteousness, duty, and sacrifice. From them, Yudhishthira learned profound lessons about life, duty, and righteousness. He was taught that while the war was tragic, it was a necessary evil to restore dharma, righteousness, in the kingdom. They spoke of the impermanence of life, and the importance of performing one's duty without attachment to the outcomes. The aftermath of Kurukshetra was not just about rebuilding the kingdom, but mending the moral fabric of society, teaching generations that true victory lies in upholding one's principles, even in the face of immense challenges. Chapter 7: The End of an Era, the Ascendancy of the Pandavas. Conclusion of the Kurukshetra war saw the mighty Kauravas defeated, and the Pandavas, though battered and bruised, emerge as the upholders of righteousness. With Yudhishthira at the helm, a new era dawned on the land of Hastinapura. This was not just the end of an era marked by the grandeur of the Kurukshetra war, but a poignant reminder of the impermanence of life. The Pandavas, who once were mighty warriors in the battlefield, now walked away from everything, embracing the final truth of life. Their journey, both on and off the battlefield, serves as a testament to the enduring values of righteousness, duty, and the transient nature of power and glory. The tale of Kurukshetra is not just about a war, but about life itself, with its triumphs, failures, and the eternal quest for truth and righteousness. The end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the next piece. Please give a like and subscribe. Thank you.